Let's consider a sum. 1 over 2 times 3 plus 1 over 3 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 5. Notice for the sum that the numbers are matching. So we have 3 here and 3 here, 4 here and 4 here. So whenever you have that situation, you can cross them off, and the denominator is just going to be the product of the first number and the last number. So that'd be 2 times 5 is 10. And then there's 1, 2, 3 fractions. So the final answer is 3 over 10. Let's look at another example. We have 1 over 10 times 12 plus 1 over 12 times 14 plus 1 over 14 times 16 plus 1 over 16 times 18. So notice that the 12s are the same, 14s are the same, and the 16s are the same. So all that remains is to multiply 10 with 18 to get 180, and then add up how many fractions there are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That means this is 4 over 180. If I divide both sides by 4, I get 1 over 45 as the sum. Now let's apply this to actual series. So let's say I have the sum from n equals 1 to 3 of 1 over n times n plus 1. So this is the form where we can apply the shortcut, because if I let n equals 1, I get 1 times 2. If n is 2, it's 2 times 3. If I let n equal 3, it's 3 times 4. Okay. So now I can cancel out the 2's and the 3's. There are 3 total fractions, and then we just multiply 1 with 4 to get 4. So our sum is 3 over 4. Let's look at another one. Let's say we have the sum from n equals 1 to 4, 1 over 6n minus 1 times 6n plus 5. So this is going to have the same form, so we can apply the shortcut. And look how easy the shortcut is. First, identify how many terms are between n equals 1 and n equals 4. So it'll be n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, and n equals 4. That means there's a total of 4 of them. So 4 is going to go on the top. Another way to find it out is if I just take 4 minus 1. So take the difference of the two limits and add 1 to get 4. So this is a quicker way of doing it. Now for the denominator, you're going to plug in n equals 1 in for n for the first factor to get 5. And then for the next factor, we're going to plug in n equals 4. So we have 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is 29. And now I could just multiply and get 4 over 145. So the trick applies whenever you have the difference. So here the negative 1 and 5, the difference is the same as the coefficients of n. Okay, so the difference is 6, so the coefficient has to be 6. Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, so it's 1 over 7n plus 7 times 7n plus 14. The difference between the 7 and the 14 is 7, which is also the same as the coefficients of n. Okay, so both of the coefficients of n have to be the same in order to use this trick. So now we want to see how many terms there are. Right, so we have n going from 6 to 12, so we could just do 12 minus 6 plus 1. 12 minus 6 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we're going to have 7 at the top. And now we're going to plug in n equals 6 in for n here. So we have 7 times 6 is 42, plus 7 is 49. And then finally, we're going to plug in 12 in for n. So we have 7 times 12, which is 84, plus 14 is 98. Now the 7 and the 49, that simplifies to 1 and 7. So we have 1 over 7 times 98 is 684. 686 rather. Okay, so our final answer is 1 over 686.